Welcome to the King's Corner. I am the King Fan Man, and I am so excited about this new series. Well, I actually told you about it a while back, but I'm just getting it rolling, called the King's Court. And it's a podcast, but not a long podcast like the King's Cast. This is about 20 to 25 minutes long, where I sit down with someone in gaming and we just talk gaming. Today's episode is great, and I'm not going to tell you any more about it right now. I'm just going to shut up, and I'm not even going to tell you who it is that I'm talking to. Again, I'm just going to hush and let it roll. You're going to love it, though. All right, welcome to the King's Court, and I'm welcoming in Joey Caps Gaming, the legend Joey Caps Gaming. Hey, Joey, what's going on?
What's going on, King? How are you? Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate that.
Are you ready to step into the King's Court?
Oh, I am ready. Let's get ready to go.
Well, we're going to talk some Fallout 76, but we're a little bit different today. I want to talk about mine and your journey into 76, and some have not been willing to take the journey, and I think everybody's going to understand what I'm talking about in just a little bit. When Fallout 76 first came out, and you'll remember this, when they first announced it, it wasn't when it came out, when they first announced it, I was the first guy that was like, please don't let it be an online game. Please don't let it be an online game. Do you remember that?
Of course I do. I remember on Scholzy's podcast, you even said it. You know, you were hesitant about it because you're not big into multiplayer games. It's not your thing.
No.
You're more of a single player guy. Same with me. So I was nervous about it too. I was like, oh my God, a multiplayer Fallout game. But if there's one game that I'd be decent at in multiplayer, I thought it was Fallout. Just wait till I get to a level 50, then, I might be there with you, King, as far as being good at the game. But honestly, I was on the fence about it too.
And you know what? I remember you saying that. I remember if there's any multiplayer game that I'm going to like, it's going to be Fallout. I remember that ringing in my ear. And that was one of the reasons I said, okay, I'm going to give this game a legitimate try. And I did. I really, when it came out, I thought I'm going to forget everything and I'm going to really give this game a try for what it is. And Fallout 76 is a different kind of game. It really is. You have to admit that.
Certainly.
It is an online game. It's not a single-player game. I heard somebody the other day say, until it's more like Fallout 4, I'm not going to play it.
And, well, it's not Fallout 4, so you're disappointed. We'll be disappointed.
Todd Howard said, I can't remember if it was QuakeCon or somewhere, he said it's 80% the Fallout you know and love, and then 20% totally different. And I could agree with that.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's a little different. Well, not a little. It's a lot different. No NPCs was an adjustment for me, but that was never the deal breaker. There was no deal breaker when it came to Fallout. The only thing is, in the very beginning, I wasn't hooked. I wasn't. I'm a level 32 right now.
That is exactly what I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to set this up. I wanted to tell everybody what we're talking about today. When I'm talking about the journey, because you're the very guy I wanted to talk about this with. You just recently have told me that you're really, really liking Fallout 76. And you've kind of gone through a progression or a journey to where you get it now. You really like it. You've gone through a change. So you've gone through that journey where you've always kind of liked it, but you really get it now. So I want to know, and I want to talk about what happened, what changed, what transpired in you that made you start liking the game, and I want to talk about what changed in me as well, because I went from the guy that was pleading Bethesda not to do a online game to now, of course, being Mr. Positive about Fallout 76.
Yeah. Honestly, King, I fell in love with it. I got to be honest. I started playing Skyrim, and then I played Fallout with you a few weeks ago, and I fell in love with it. I haven't stopped playing it. I don't even play any of my sports games. I'm a huge sports fan. I just play Fallout. That's all I've been playing. Like I said in the very beginning, I wasn't in love with the game, it was an adjustment. No NPCs, that was an adjustment. But the level scaling, like I can't go into certain areas like in the beginning, so that was like a bit of an adjustment because on Fallout 4, it's just a different game, So in the very beginning, it did not hook me. I gotta be honest, it did not hook me. Usually, like for example, when Fallout 4, when that came out back in 2015, I couldn't stop playing that game. I was on it all the time, hours upon hours. I did not stop. With 76, that was not the case. So, did I go into it with unrealistic expectations? No, I don't think so. I just wasn't hooked by it.
Right.
I'd play it here and there. I would play it here and there, but it wasn't the Fallout that I guess I loved. And I liked it, I did, but I wasn't in love with it until a few weeks ago. And the one thing that I never tapped into this game were the events. And I know there's a lot of events that repeat, but that's the one thing that I never tapped into. So as soon as I tapped into playing events and being like, hey, listen, even though it's a grind, it's an online game. It's going to be a grind. But even though it's a grind with these events, I could still get XP. I could still improve and make my guy better. And for me, I guess in the very beginning, I found it hard or difficult to do that. Maybe that's why I wasn't in love with it. But then I was playing with you. And guys, I'm being honest here. I'm not just blowing smoke or making a story up because I'm on his podcast. But when I played with you, honestly, you and our friend David and my other buddy Nico, when we played, just something about that night, I fell in love with the game. I really did. I don't know what it is, but I haven't really stopped playing it. It's my go-to game. The only time I stop playing it now is when the servers are down.
Right.
But the issue is with others. You need to give this game a chance. You have to. I gave it a chance. I love Fallout so much that I wanted to love this game, and I gave it a shot. A couple times I did, but I gave it a shot, and I fell in love with it, and no regrets. It's an awesome game. It really is. It's different. There's no NPCs. It's difficult knowing that there's no NPCs in the game for some, but for me, I've accepted it. And honestly, you need to give this game a chance.
You said something that resonated with me the other day. You said some people just don't understand the game. And I want to get back to that in just a minute. Be thinking about that because you really said that, and that really hit me. And I thought, that is so true. A lot of people don't get Fallout. They go into it expecting a Fallout 4. They go into it expecting a single-player Fallout. And that's really not what it is. And the other thing that you said, and that was just a minute ago, that Fallout 76, one weak point that it really has is the weakest part of Fallout 76 is the start. Flatwoods and Morgantown, which is the two places you go first, is the weakest parts of the game. I was talking to another person about this as well, and I think a lot of people give up the game, and that's about the time they give it up is those two places, and that's it's a shame, but those are the two weakest points in the game. Once you get into the Enclave and the Brotherhood of Steel and getting into the mire, and oh my word, the game gets so amazing in other places. And I'm not saying the Flatwoods and Morgantown are terrible. I'm just saying they're just kind of boring compared to other parts of the game.
Yeah, they are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but going back on my journey just for a minute, when I started the first time, and maybe you look at the game, it's got the survival aspects to it, which is different than, say, Fallout 4, unless you're playing on survival mode. But even talking to, like, my son, he don't like the survival aspects of it that are forced on you, see. Whereas Fallout 4, you don't have to play on survival, see. But in Fallout 76, you have to. So there's so many things in this game that are totally different.
Yeah.
But again, that was something that, in my mind, I said, okay, I'm going to accept it and go. I think there's a lot of people that really haven't done that in their own mind and go, okay, I'm going to give it a chance. They just said, nope, this is different. I'm pushing it aside.
Yeah, I see comments and on your videos, even on mine, saying it's just not the Fallout that they wanted, or even 76 is trash.
Yep.
Or for the record, I never thought that this game was trash. I never did. It's just I wasn't in love, and every single Fallout game that I have played, I fell in love with.
Right.
So I wasn't in love with it, but to say that it's different, it's online, I will not try it, and be persistent about it. It's like, listen, please, if you're a Fallout fan, just try the game. If you know a buddy or two that enjoy Fallout as well, just try it. You will like it. It's a good game for what it is. It's a good game.
Yep.
I have so much fun with it now, King. Honestly, I really do. Which I didn't before, and it's different. Like we constantly say, it's just a different Fallout, and that's okay. Honestly, yep. That is okay. And it's just, I hate seeing people hating on this game.
I do too.
It is the most annoying thing in the world. Right now, at this point in time, for me, that is the most annoying thing in the world.
I was about to say, let me ask you, did it become more annoying now that you love it?
Yeah. The thing is, it always annoyed me. It's Fallout. It always annoyed me. People beating the heck out of this game and saying, just beating it up. Yep. You even got a threat for liking this game. So people just beating up this game constantly. And then now, like you said, now that I fell in love with this game, maybe it makes me a little even more mad, but it's like the people that hate this game are the ones who don't play it.
Yeah.
And it's just like me saying, Assassin's Creed sucks. The newest Assassin's Creed is awful.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean? Like, and people are like, and that game is so popular, and it's doing incredibly well for itself.
Right.
I know a few people that have really enjoyed that game, but it's just like me saying, the game sucks.
Right.
I never played it. I can't say that it sucks. So if you haven't played the game, just give it a shot.
Yep.
Please. If you like Fallout, if Fallout isn't your thing and you're more of an Elder Scrolls fan, all right, okay, don't try it, but don't bring your hate either.
Yep.
That's not what anybody needs. Fallout 76 was a game that I did like, that I was not in love with, but I fell in love with it just because, because of playing with friends, because I thought about it. A friend of mine said, he goes, Joe, this is the Fallout that you've been wanting forever. You've been wanting to play Fallout with your friends, with your buddies. And he's like, you know what? You're right. And just thinking about that, and now playing it and just enjoying the crap out of this game. It's just like, man, people just need to give it that chance. Yeah. And I got to be honest with you. When I first played Fallout 3, it's going back years, but when I first played that game, I did not like it. Did not like Fallout 3. But I was like, you know what? I like the post-apocalyptic genre. It's appealing to me. So I'm like, let me try it again. So I tried it, fell in love. So it's just like, if you even tried it once and put it down because Flatwoods or what's the other place? Or Morgantown.
Morgantown. Uh-huh.
If those areas are boring, don't drop this game. Continue. Play this game. You will enjoy it. And if you like holotapes, like learning about a story through holotapes, notes, terminals, that's some of Bethesda's, of BGS's greatest storytelling. Yep. Is through those things. And that's what 76 is. So if you enjoy that, give it a shot. Yeah. Imagine this in a Fallout game. If you told me this 5 years ago, that I could go into a building, scavenge for supplies with two of my buddies, I would call you crazy. I'd be like, there's no way that'll ever happen, because they're single player company, or developer in right. BGS. It's like I wouldn't, but now it's like I'm playing Fallout with friends, like like yourself, David and others. And it's like, I'm doing those things. I'm defeating super mutants. I'm finding loot. Like, I'm scavenging buildings with friends. Like, to me, that's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
It's just, it's honestly, as much as people think that Fallout's overrated, I think this game's underrated. I really do.
One of the things I love about this game, and one of the ways that I think the no NPCs makes it a better game, and I'm not saying all Fallouts need to be no NPCs. I love the single players having no NPCs. But two of the ways that I think no NPCs makes this a better game, one, I've already said, it gives it that atmosphere that you are alone. And, me and you've talked about that. This Fallout has one of the best atmospheres of any Fallout. It really does. But the second thing is you make your own story in this game. You can literally play this game for days and days and days and days and days without doing any quests. You can just play. That may sound silly, but you can. You can just. It is outrageous the amount of things you can do without doing the main quests in this game. Especially if you have friends, but you can even do it solo. And that makes it great.
Oh, certainly. And another thing, let's touch on the atmosphere part of 76. Like you said, you think it's the best. For me, nothing will trump Fallout 3. It just won't. But with 76, it comes so close, though. They captured what Fallout's supposed to be so well in this game. And it's better than New Vegas in that regard. The atmosphere in New Vegas was not that big of a fan of. And it throttles Fallout 4 when it comes to like the post-apocalyptic atmosphere. It feels like a Fallout game, King, like you just said.
Yep.
It really does. So when it comes down to it, the thing is, one of the reasons why I feel people hate this game so much, it's one of the many reasons, is the glitches in the very beginning. And it's like, bozos, I'm sorry for saying that, but bozos, come on. There's glitches in every single Bethesda game.
Yep.
Every single one. So it's like, what makes you think that there wouldn't have been, So, and also it didn't help that another Fallout game came out before an Elder Scrolls game.
Right.
So this game really, it's fighting for its life right now. If that makes any sense. It's not dying by any stretch.
I actually think it's on the upward swing now. I hope.
Yeah, I
think it's hit bottom and it's on the upward swing.
Yeah, especially after the update. The announcements about the updates. I'm incredibly excited for all of those. So, I mean, guys, listen, jump on the game now. It's a different game from the beginning. Just jump on the game. Enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun. And if it's not for you, stop hating. Go away.
You have to be willing, though, to give it that. You have to be willing to go on the journey, to give it, as me and you are saying, to go, okay, I'm going to give it an honest try.
Honestly, yeah, because that's what I did.
Yeah. And that's what I did. I did it from the very start. I didn't want to. As you remember, I was like, I do not want a multiplayer game. But I stepped into it and I said, okay. And it did. It won me over very quick. But I did. I surrendered to it.
Do you know what's funny, though? Like, I feel they did, because everybody in the beginning when this was announced to be a Fallout game, everybody was saying, they talked about griefing and people rating their settlements or their characters. Bethesda really did a great job of anti-griefing.
Yep.
And then when Bethesda did that, and when they're playing the game, people got pissed off because they couldn't, let's say, quote unquote, role play as a raider.
Yeah.
And it's like, you complain for what? If they made it the other way, you would have complained that people are killing you too much and they're taking all your stuff.
Yep.
So it almost, and the thing is what they did great with, because then honestly it would be more like DayZ if people can kill you and take your stuff. Yep. That's it, and they don't want that.
Nope. So now they've made the PvP mode, so Bethesda is working with the community as hard as they can.
They are.
I wish people would see that, and I'm glad to see that. I'm really glad to see that. And that's kind of funny. Another thing that I've noticed, and I don't want to make it. And I know you're a lot younger than I am, so I won't make it a young person and an old person. But I have noticed this. A lot of the younger people that gave it a try, and I'm doing that with air quotes, they zoomed through the game, and I mean zoomed through it as fast as they could without even slowing down. And they were done with level 70, and I was still on like level 20, sneaking through a building. And but they missed everything that is Fallout. And I know I'm sounding like an old timer here, but we need to think about, and I didn't realize this. We are now at where this new generation, they don't remember Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
That's insane. That's just crazy. Those two games were so just polarizing. They were so good.
Yes.
Both games are great for what they were. New Vegas and 3, different experiences, and that's hard when it comes to games that are similar, I guess, if that makes any sense. But both games provide a different experience. Same with Fallout 4. It's just it's crazy to me that people haven't played Fallout 3, and it's crazy. Honestly, it is. I actually started playing Fallout 7 years ago. That's when I started. It was a Valentine's Day gift from somebody, and like I said, I tried it, didn't like it. Then I was like, I have this game. You can only trade it in for like $3. It's like, okay, I'll try it again, and I could not get off of it. I remember I was just for like 3 hours patrolling the wasteland, and I didn't even think I completed a quest. It's like, and you could do this in 76 too. It's just that's what Fallout is to me.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be doing a quest all the time.
No.
Just patrol the wasteland, enjoy yourself.
Well, but
I'm sorry, King, but the one thing that people should do, like you said, people storm through the game, and I guess I did that a little bit too in the beginning, but the thing is, every holotape that I picked up, like, I actually want to go back there, just sit down at my settlement and listen to every single holotape.
Yep.
These holotapes are freaking amazing, honestly, because there's one story from the Overseer that I heard, and I won't say if you guys haven't played the game, but I was just like, whoa. Yeah. Like, it just had me so like, what? I was like, wow.
Well, that's a whole other thing. People say the story's not good, and they're not paying attention.
You could kiss my butt.
Yep. But
you haven't played the game.
The other thing I was talking about is how Bethesda tells the story with the environment, and people run right by that and don't even look. You know how much I've played the game. I've actually got over 500 hours, and I'm playing on all 3 platforms. I'm playing all the time, and I actually found some. I didn't find it. Somebody else found it and showed it to me in the forest region. It's right by the vault. It's this big old. Well, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it's one of those environment things that Bethesda puts. It's a big. Gosh, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's super. It's a neat thing that they put in the world, and it's right by the vault. And I played over 500 hours and never seen this thing, and it's amazing. There are so many things. You never stop learning in this game. You never stop discovering in this game, and it just it's amazing.
Yeah,
I guess you can tell I like it.
Yeah, but man, give it a chance. Yep. When you say that, it's coming from a guy that that did not have high expectations in the beginning before you played it, because it wasn't the Fallout that you wanted.
I had zero expectations.
Yeah, King, I remember him. I remember that.
I was upset.
And then all of a sudden, then I played it. I liked it. Like I said, I wasn't in love, but I did like it. And then, but you loved it.
Yep.
And it's like, wow. So guys, if you haven't taken the shot, don't go off of somebody else's experience. Go off of your own. Try the game. It's a great game.
And you know what?
You have to know what they're trying to do, and you have to know what it is. Do not go in with unrealistic expectations. You can't. Just go in for what it is, and for what it is, it's really good. Are there issues? Yeah, but every game has them.
Yep.
So just go in. They did a great job with the story. Tonight, I'm just gonna sit down and listen to every single holotape in my Pip-Boy, every single one, and just enjoy it because the story is great.
I like going through the towns and reading all the notes, but
that's awesome. Yeah.
I'm just an old geezer, but you know.
Yeah, you are. No, I'm kidding.
Real quick, I have had several people, and I don't want to exaggerate, but I would say close to 10 people at least that they had sworn off the game. They'd either played it a little bit or not played it at all, said they hated it, wasn't going to play it. And in one way or another, I talked them into trying it, and now they love the game and are outspoken about the game. That's why I have a passion for the game. There are so many out there that I know that would love the game if they would give it a chance.
Certainly. And I actually have a buddy of mine. You played with them. You played with Nico the other night. Well, a few weeks ago. And he played Fallout 3. He played Fallout 4. And he played them. He beat them. Didn't like them. It wasn't for him. With 76, only Fallout game he genuinely enjoys.
Really?
Figure that out.
Wow.
Only Fallout game he genuinely enjoys.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's insane. The next time that we are all on, you should ask him about that.
Yeah,
it's insane that So that says something too. Just give it a chance. Absolutely. So imagine if you like Fallout, to just give it a chance.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, I cannot believe our time is already up. These short podcasts are going to be, I'm used to hour podcast. I can't get my talking in, but thank you for being on the King's Court. Will you come back?
King, and I will be back for as many times as you want me.
Well,
I'll come back every single week.
I think I may have you back every week if you'll come back.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Joey Caps. Y'all go check out Joey Caps Gaming. He has an awesome channel. Y'all already know him, but go check out his channel, subscribe to him, and watch all of his videos 3 times, okay? He's awesome.
Thanks, King. I appreciate
you, man, for being a part of the King's Court. And I thank y'all for watching, and we will see you back hopefully next week with Joey Caps Gaming. Bye, guys.
Thank you.